Hey, what's up, guys? It's Renaldo. So, do you remember those 8 police officers that's part of the VIP unit to protect Paul Mashatile when they attacked those people on the side of the road for not moving out of the way fast enough? Well, if you don't, I've got the video. Let's have a look. So, this was recorded in 2023. You can see how they are dragged to the side of the road. Guns are pointed at them. They are being kicked and assaulted. Their property is being opened, checked, and constantly kicked, constantly attacked, guns pointed at them, and then they just left on the side of the road. This was news all over the world in 2023. They just get back into their cars and then they just leave and leave the people on the side of the road. I mean, the one guy there is unconscious. That is how hard they kicked and punched him. As you can see, he's out cold. Now, what has happened since then is that even though there's video evidence, even though you can clearly see assault, even though you can clearly see that they didn't follow the rules of the road, well, guess what? They have been acquitted. The charges against them has been dropped. That's right. Even though there's video evidence, even though you can clearly see in the video that these people are being assaulted by the SAPS for what? Not moving out of the road fast enough, and out of the way and making space for the VIP. So in other words, if we are driving on the road and there's somebody important in a BMW or Merc with blue lights and we can't move to the left fast enough, or we can't get out of the way, then this means that they've got some right to push us to the side, to moer us, to bliksem us, to point guns at us. Well, this is what the SAPS is pretty much saying, and this is what the courts are saying. Now, Ian Cameron, who is the chairperson in Parliament for this, said, "Do you remember these thugs that embarrassingly are part of the Presidential Protection Service in the SAPS?" Well, the SAPS has officially acquitted all 8 VIP Protection Unit officers who were filmed assaulting civilians on the N1 in 2023. This is the final insult to victims and a warning to the public. Police brutality will be protected behind closed doors. Exactly. He goes on to say, "This isn't just a bad outcome, it's a systemic failure. Despite video evidence, despite national outrage, despite physical trauma suffered by the victims, SAPS cleared them all. Why? Because the process was dragged, delayed, and derailed for 20 months at our cost as taxpayers. The hearing was delayed over and over because the chairperson recusal applications, members sick on hearing days, union reps unavailable, new reps demanding postponements, employer blocked from responding to objections. It was procedural warfare, not justice. Unions like Pop Crew and SAPU didn't just represent these officers, they shielded them. They blocked proceedings, delayed accountability, and media mockery of the process. They were not fighting for labor rights, they were defending violent abuse of power. 112,000 plus spent on chairperson costs alone. More for employer reps. All this for a process that failed to deliver justice. Some of these officers were already back on duty within 3 months of the assault. This is not discipline, it's institutional protection. The victims, including a man dragged and beaten unconscious, have been re-traumatized. They now see the very system that should protect them, protecting their attackers instead. How do we expect public trust in the SAPS to recover from this? Exactly. As chairperson, I will call for the police minister to explain this in Parliament, criminal prosecution to move forward urgently, new legislation to limit abuse of disciplinary processes by unions in the police, and so too clarity in the use of force. And 8, South Africans must ask if police officers can beat civilians on camera and walk free, if unions can obstruct justice with no consequence, and if SAPS can sign off on it all. What is left of public accountability? We will not let this rest. We will pursue this in Parliament, in committee, and in the public. Justice delayed is justice denied, but justice sabotaged is complicity. We will not be complicit." So very good from Ian Cameron there, but what a shame from the SAPS, and the fact that Paul Mashatile, who is the Deputy President of South Africa, he should have led by example, clearly should have seen that video and reacted and said, I can't be associated with this. Instead, he kept quiet. I think he condemned it very briefly, but now the people are back on call. So the Deputy President doesn't seem to care. The SAPS clearly doesn't care because they've just allowed these thugs to go back, and they've also dropped the charges against them, even though there is video evidence of this. So once again, this just clearly illustrates that some animals are more equal than others, because the politicians can be protected like this and then there's no consequences for the actions of the security. But if you were just an average citizen and you were on the receiving end of this, you didn't get justice, even though the video evidence is there for all to see. This once again just illustrates the complete and utter failure by the South African Police Service to hold their own accountable, and even for politicians that are protected by these individuals to hold them responsible and accountable. Shame on the SAPS, shame on Paul Mashatile, and shame on that entire process that failed the victims of that attack. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to share this video far and wide, especially on WhatsApp, on your community pages, and with your friends and family. It'll be greatly appreciated. Lastly, if you enjoy my content, you'd like to support me and this channel, then please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre.